There's a little quote for you to honour Martin Luther King today. For those of you who will be catching the replay, I don't know what's happening with YouTube. I've gotten almost all the way to the end, and now the tech issues are happening. You made it, Jessica. Welcome. Hey, Joanna. Hello, hello. Hi, Richard. Hey, Liz. Laverne. Hello. Hi, Monica. So lovely to see you all here. Day 18. Hey, Jenny. Good morning. Hello, Louisa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Liz V. Hi, Leanne. Welcome. I am loving your quotes group. Hello, Anami. Long time no see. Hey, Lila. Hey, Lila. Sorry. Anchor, welcome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so today is, in the US, it is Martin Luther King Day. And this is the quote that I have chosen. We must walk on in the days ahead with an audacious faith in the future. And I think that is so pertinent to where we are now in this crazy, crazy world, right? We need to stay firm in our faith. Firm in our faith that goodness will prevail, that justice will be done, that goodness will prevail, the right thing will prevail. Alrighty, so how is everyone this morning? How are you all feeling? Surely it must, right, Jenny? I did catch a little bit of the news last night. My husband watches it with headphones on, and I walked through the room and he was outside, and I saw something that looked like China. You know how China has those big cities that no one lives in? And I saw something like that, and I thought, I'll listen to that. And then the very next story that I heard was that in Australia we have 44 millionaires or billionaires, I think billionaires. There are 44 extremely wealthy people. And in the last 2 years, they doubled their fortune. Hi, Lily, welcome. And that just kind of has been sitting a little heavy on my heart, because so many of us have suffered so much in the last 2 years. And I just, doubled. So, and then they went from there to the American billionaires as well, and they're making something $39 billion a day, something like that. And I just, I say that there is nothing wrong with wealth, nothing wrong with it. But I just think, to what end? To what end? Why? There are, that $139 billion in a day would completely wipe the debt of an African nation and allow them maybe to rise out of poverty. $139 billion a day would be enough to get every single person on this planet who wanted to be vaccinated against COVID to be vaccinated. I've got tingles in my hands. The Reiki is moving around. So I don't understand. I don't understand. I struggle to walk past a homeless person and not put $1 in their donation thing, because I've got $1 to give. Don't know how I could. To what end? Why do you need $139 billion a day? So I'm standing firm on that. Having faith, audacious faith, that good things will happen in our future. But so the thing that I want to talk to you about today, I want to tell you that my hope response to that is that there's really nothing that we can do about where the transfer of wealth goes. There's really nothing that we can do about somebody with $139 billion in the bank while people starve in the street. There is nothing that... I agree, Lila, I agree. There's not much that we can do to change those big things. There's nothing much that we can do, it seems, at this point in time to change this structure that distributes wealth the way it is. But there are things that we can do every single day in our own lives to shift the balance, because revolution always comes from the people. Hi Lise, welcome. Revolution always comes from the people. If you look back in history, my husband made a good point, the French Revolution. So remember Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake. Hi Claire. And basically, I don't know if you know the story behind that, because it's such a beautiful, it's such a throwaway line, let them eat cake. Hey Sarah, welcome. So she was travelling through the streets of Paris where everybody was starving basically, and they were railing against her, complaining against her, because she was, you know that the French court at that time was so decadent, she had all the wealth, and she was doing ridiculously over the top things in her palace. So anyway, she was travelling through the cities of Paris, and they were rioting, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on the storyline, but they were very angry at her, and her response to them, instead of making sure that her people had enough food to eat and shelter and all those basic human dignities, was let them eat cake. And I think she sent cake, really rich, decadent cake, out to them. I think that's the story. I probably should have done my research, but it just popped into my head. But the people prevailed. The people decided this isn't enough, and they did. Obviously that turned into an absolute bloodbath, and I'm not saying that we should turn things into a bloodbath. Please don't do that. That's the story, right, Lala? Good. What I am saying is that every single revolution starts with the people and the actions that they take. So what actions can we take to shift the balance? Hope for the future. You can have as much hope and as much faith as you want, but faith without works is dead. So we can sit here with this lovely quote that I've put up from Martin Luther King just at the very top here. We must walk on in the days ahead with an audacious faith in the future. But there's a doing word in there, walk on. And if you remember Martin Luther King, they were the civil rights movement started with peaceful marches. That was their action. They were walking to the centres of power. They were turning up in force and walking and saying this is not good enough, peacefully. So we can have all the faith, an audacious faith in the future, which we need to hold in our heart, but then we need to take the action to bring that faith to pass, to bring the hopes and the dreams and the visions that we have. And when you pursue your dreams and your visions and the things that you want for your future, you are taking action for the audacious faith. You are taking action for the future. None of you here have got the hopes and dreams that you have shared with me here. None of them are, I'm going to be a megalomaniac and I'm going to dig things out of the earth until I have so much money that I can just spend all day counting it. Hey Flo, welcome. You've all got hopes and dreams and visions for the future that will lift consciousness, our entire consciousness. So take action. Take small actions every single day. And that includes, for those of you like me who have decided that, I've just decided that I'm not going to, I'm going to do something every day that is kind to the earth. And I'm going to talk about it to anyone who will listen, and hopefully it will inspire others. That's the action that I'm taking. Take action, exactly, Rebecca. So, for example, if I've been quite, is it the word lackadaisical? I've been shopping on Amazon more than I should because I don't want to wait a long time. Because in Australia right now, if you want a book, you will be waiting like a month for it to arrive, amongst other things. And I've been a little like, I don't want to wait that long. So I've been buying from Amazon. Hey, peace, welcome. But I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to buy from Australian local providers as much as possible to support the small guys, put food on the table of local businesses, and I'll just wait. I'll just be patient and wait. Lovely to see you, Rebecca. I hope you've been well. So that's my little rant for today. Hope, faith takes action. Martin Luther King did not sit at home and chat about civil rights. He got up and did stuff. He paid the ultimate price in the end, right? Hi, peace. Okay, let's pick a card. You ready? Oh, maybe this is for me. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. It's kind of a bit relevant, considering I was just talking about not shopping on Amazon. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. Give that to your flow. We have had that card a few times now. We have. Patient is your word for 2022, Jessica. I love that. I would be so frustrated if that was the word for for any year for me. Oh, not my highest thing. My word for 2022 is trust, and I guess that kind of falls in with this too, doesn't it? Beautiful. Okay, so now that I've finished ranting, let's talk about, and actually what we want to talk about fits in with this card. What I want to talk about is you are a co-creator of your life. Oh, don't we, Sarah? I kind of feel that the time for patience is wearing off. It's time for action. That's how I feel. It's time to start creating. My take on it is that 2022 was the big, now you just stop for a second. And then 2021 was to now think about exactly how you want to be from this point on, and 2022 is go make it happen. Enough is enough. Exactly, Jenny. That's my take on it anyway. That's how I'm feeling. I'm like ready for action. Okay, so you are a co-creator, whether you believe in whatever spiritual belief you have. Hey, Fabre, welcome. Whatever your spiritual belief is, you are a co-creator with your higher power, with the divine, whatever it is. Yes, so that is letting you, Jessica, take action and then let go of the outcome. Just do what you have to do, right? But let go of the way all of that stuff manifests for you. So if you are a co-creator with your highest power, and remember right at the beginning I said the universe. Let's just use the word the universe as your higher power. So the universe just wants to create more of itself. So it is a creative force. Whatever you believe in spiritually, it is a creative force. And even if you just believe that you are your, you don't have your, is it agnostic or atheist? That you don't believe in a spiritual force. If you just believe in yourself, you still know that you are a creator, that we all have the capacity to create. But we are co-creators. There is only so much that we can do. What we do is the action taking. But then there comes a point when you need to stop, and this is that word faith. You need to stop and believe that your higher power is working on your behalf. What happens when you start striving and scrabbling. And hey Luann, welcome. We've really just started. I was having a little rant before, but we're all good now. But what happens when you start striving and scrambling and pushing for things and using your own strength? You get tired, you get frustrated, you get anxious when things don't work out the way you feel they should. And maybe you enter into comparison. I certainly do. When I forget to rest and leave things to the divine as well, I get all caught up in comparisonitis. Well, this person said that I had to do this, this, and this, and I've done that, and I still don't have what it was that I wanted, and then I spiral into negativity and I end up just giving up. Anyone else? Jenny? Yes, yes, yes. But if we realize that we have a Luann, yeah, right? We all relate to that. But if we have faith in our higher power, if we have faith in the universe, if we understand that we are not just creators, but we are co-creators, then we can give everything that we know we have to give, and then we can rest. And rest in the certainty, the assurance that our universe, that our higher power is taking care of the magic for us. They are bringing things to pass for us that we are not capable of doing. So, for example, when I show up here on Insight Timer, I have done my homework, I have spent my time in prayer, I have now done my Reiki. Oh, well, we'll talk about that, Liz. I have done everything that is in my power to do. And then I show up here and I press the right buttons so that I am live here talking to you. But I have no power over who's going to show up. I have no power. And yet, the people who need to show up, show up. I have made some beautiful connections through this platform, but it was nothing that I did. The people at Insight Timer did everything that they could possibly do so that I can sit here and talk to you, and you can sit here and engage with me. But even they have to believe that a higher power is working to bring the right people to the platform. Richard has summed it up in one sentence. Do your good and move on with patience. Do what you can do and then rest in the assurance that your higher power is taking care of the other stuff, the things that you have no control over. Hey Evie. So Liz asked that she has a hard time knowing when to rest versus taking action. And I too am like that, Liz. I will just keep going and going and going and going until I am tired, frazzled, full of anxiety, completely overwhelmed, comparing myself to everybody else that I see on the internet. So what do? I schedule time to rest. I know myself. And because I know myself, I schedule time. I schedule time every single day to sit in meditation, like many of you do. I schedule time every day to practice my yoga. I schedule time to sit and breathe. I schedule time to go outside and to stare at trees and to remember how abundant the earth is and how beautiful the earth is. I make sure that I spend time every single day with God, with my higher power. It is actually that simple. And when you think, I am too busy to do that, then you are coming at you out of your own strength. The most important thing is first that you sit and commune with your higher power, whatever that higher power is. If you feel that you are your own higher power, then you schedule yourself time to sit with yourself, to breathe, to listen to your inner voice, to listen to what your spirit or your body is telling you. And from there you will receive the answers, the next prompts. What do you do next? How should I relate to this situation? How should I react to this? What am I going to do about that? That is the most important thing. Claire feels like all she's done is rest this month. Yeah. Sometimes, Claire, sometimes resting is taking action. Sometimes the simple act of listening to yourself is taking the action that you need. Because making the decision to rest in this crazy world is actually still doing something. It's still making a decision. Because the easiest thing to do is to just go along with the flow. Open up your Instagram account and spend 2 hours watching reels, highly entertaining. Nothing is accomplished. Nothing good for you. It is easy to spend 2 weeks gardening because you feel you need to make your garden beautiful, but is it still a striving action as opposed to a coming from a place of fulfillment? Taking time for both action and rest. Exactly. So, a lot of teachers here on Insight Timer and everywhere will tell you that the first thing you should do in the morning, practice, Evie, practice. It's hard because you're not into the groove of doing it. The more you practice, the more you schedule that time and listen to yourself, the easier it becomes. It's just like everything else. So a lot of teachers will tell you that the first thing you should do is get up in the morning and then sit and have your divine time. When I used to go to church, the pastor would tell me, first thing in the morning, you get up, you pray before you do anything else. Here on Insight Timer, morning meditations. So many teachers will tell you that. And you know what? They are spot on. Spot on. I understand if you are a shift worker and you're getting up at 2 in the morning to go to work at 4, that's not possible. Don't beat yourself up if you can't. But just make sure that every single day you are taking time to just be, to just sit and rest. Whether that is a yoga nidra, which brings you to a state of pure awareness. And in that pure awareness, you can you're returning to yourself, right? It's a great way to start the day. I try to do it, but I've usually been awake a few hours before I'll sit down and get into my meditation. Perfect, Claire. Perfect, Claire. So much to be grateful for, Louisa. So much. And if I can say anything, this whole 21 days of abundance that we have, we're into day 18 now, can you believe it? The most important thing is that you take care of yourself like this. Remember? There you go, listen to a talk instead, but you do something, Jenny. The most important thing about creating the life you want is to make sure that you feel good. Because if, the universe constantly creating more of itself, so the frequency, the vibration that you put out there is what you are going to attract. So if you are feeling miserable, you're just going to attract more of that energy. But if you're feeling good, you're going to attract more goodness. So the most important thing in all of this is that you feel good. And the easiest, best way to feel good is to sit and spend time with yourself, with your higher power, talking to whatever it is or listening to whatever it is that you believe is your spiritual higher power. Joanna, yes, starts her morning with a gratitude practice and then does a full meditation a little later. You meditate in the shower. Yeah, Joanna, that's amazing. The first thing I do when I wake up is I journal so that I work through anything that's come up over the evening while I'm sleeping, clear my subconscious. And then I do a gratitude practice in my journal where I write down the things that I am grateful for. Some days it's really easy, some days I've got to really sit and think. But that gratitude practice doesn't matter how I feel when I wake up, that shifts my energy. And then I'll go and in the shower, not a meditation practice, but I'll do things to clear my energy and to reset myself. And then I go and do whatever it is I have to do, and then I sit down and meditate. To start the day with a smile. Yes, Jessica. That's awesome. Smile resets everything, right? Beautiful. Yeah. That's a really simple thing that we can do to set a good vibration right there. Sometimes it is just as simple as things. And think of that for a moment, smiling as soon as you wake up. How simple is that to reset your energy? And then sitting down for a little while and meditating. Yeah, beautiful. Hey Monica, welcome. A strong posture during the day helps. It certainly does. Jenny, I used to be a Pilates instructor. And I had such a strong core, and I would never slouch. Now I don't practice Pilates anymore, and I catch myself slouching. I see myself in photos and I think, oh, the Pilates instructor in me comes back out like, oh my God, straight now. Visualization, yes. Short shower meditation. I love it. A short shower meditation, yeah. So actually, the other day I wanted to, and I don't know why I didn't do it, I found a Susie Sands energy clearing meditation. I think it was a recording of one of her lives. She does all the beautiful crystal bowls. And I wanted to take my little portable speaker and my phone into the bathroom and listen to that while I was in the shower as an energy clearing thing. Actually, I might do that tomorrow morning. That sounds good. And that in itself is a meditation, right? So if you think about it, if you're telling yourself, I don't have time to sit down every day and meditate, I'm pretty sure you're taking a shower every day. I hope so. Why don't you take some music or meditation into the shower with you and use that as your meditation. Use that as your time to reconnect with your higher power. She is so amazing, isn't she? Susie Sands. Someone like to type that in for Lise? Susie Sands. She does quite a few beautiful lives here too. I always miss them. Thank you, Flo. Actually, Flo, I think I found Susie Sands from you recommending into the Namaste Collective. Beautiful music. Okay, I am actually going to finish within 30 minutes. I think so. Okay, so any questions? Any questions on that? Any problems maybe that you feel you have with connecting to your higher power that we can as a collective help you with? Thank you, Flo. That's my group, everyone, if you'd like to join. We're going to start doing regular group meditations in there. A patience meditation. A patience meditation. Wow. Oh, Joanna. That makes me so uncomfortable. But yes, okay. Do you mean me to do a patience meditation? Is that what you're saying? Or in this, find one for the circle? I'll have to wait for that. Yes, Rowena, absolutely. Mindfulness is bringing yourself to the present moment while you are doing things. There is nothing more beautiful than communing with yourself than being present. It may never end. You have trouble believing in it. Doubt what's come, what. Oh, so Sarah, when you get a message, when you feel something or you hear something from your higher power, you have trouble believing in it. You doubt it. So, a few questions to ask. Something that I think Joanna talks about a lot in our no, I think it's actually you, Sarah. Is it helpful? What is it that you always say? Is it good? Is it helpful? Will it lift me up? They're the questions that you can ask when you're doubting. And if they are yes, that it is helpful, they are yes, that it will lift you up, yes, that it will move you forward, then you know you can trust it. How can you stop negative thoughts if you sit listening to yourself? How do you get to your bio? My bio? I think you press somewhere on your screen, Evie, there should be my face. I think if you press on that, it'll take you to my bio. How can you stop negative thoughts if you sit listening to yourself? How can you stop negative thoughts? You recognize there's a negative thought. That's a negative thought. And then you replace it with a good thought. The first step is to recognize it. There's a negative thought. Take a breath. That thought isn't true. Replace it with a positive. Try with that. Eventually those negative thoughts, there'll be more space between the negative thoughts. A group patience meditation. Yes, Joanna, I like that idea. When you try to visualize, you have trouble believing it will happen. Keep visualizing it, Sarah. Just keep visualizing it. And it will become easier and easier to believe. Remember the story that I told yesterday, that I was visualizing somebody putting that money in my hand that I felt was the right payment for yoga? It was a big amount. And I often thought to myself, oh, really? Really? Can that really happen? And then that lady, eventually I just kept going with it. Come on, you want this? You want it? And I didn't really believe it. And then that lady walked into that class and put that money in my hand. That exact amount. Remember that story? I had trouble believing it too. It was a big stretch. When things are a big stretch, guys, you always have trouble believing it. Because if it was easy to believe it, then you'd already have it. Every big thing that you're dreaming of starts being like, whew, that's audacious. Audacious, there's that word. You just keep, and eventually it'll settle in your heart, or the universe will send you something like that lady just putting that money in my hand, and it was like, boom, I did it. I can do it. Okay? Does that help, Sarah? Bottom right. Thanks, Jenny. There we go, Jessica. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? That's it. If the universe is, if you are feeling that you should act in these something, if you're not sure, that's a good question to ask yourself. Yes, beautiful, Jenny. Is it helpful? Yeah. Because the universe, your higher power, is never going to tell you to do something that isn't amazing, that doesn't make your heart quicken. That's such old language, make your heart quicken. Marie Antoinette, now making your heart quicken. But honestly, right? Your higher power is never going to give you something that doesn't make you feel a little, ooh, that's exciting. Beautiful. There you go, that's beautiful, Joanna. I would do something similar when I would have a negative, and I still do, I start telling myself negative stories. I just say, no, that's not true, no. And then I give myself a moment to replace the thought. Of course, Jenny, of course, anything that lifts that lifts us. Never mind your mind. Beautiful. Awesome, good. Cancel, cancel, cancel. That's a good one. There you go. The first step is to notice it. And the fact that you're noticing it, Evie, means that you're already on the way. Because it's when we are thinking all of these negative thoughts and we're not even aware that what our thoughts and our actions are really negative, then we just stay in that loop. But the moment you realise, whoa, that's not a good, I don't want that, that's a negative thought, I don't want that, that's when you start taking the steps to replace that negativity, right? The other, and it's a frequency change, it's a frequency change. Delete, delete, delete. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Alrighty. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I've got a little bit over today, just a little. It has been a pleasure. We are on to day 18. We've only got 3 days to go. And I'd like to pop a meditation in there somewhere as well. Why am I feeding this thought? Ah, yeah, that's a good one, Sarah. Why? Why am I feeding this thought? I love it. My pleasure, Jessica. It's lovely to have you back. My pleasure, Flo. Alrighty. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time. Same back channel. My pleasure, Rowena. It's lovely to see you. Ah, your hubby's negative remarks. Yeah, it's like an energy cleanse. Change your frequency back. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Awesome. Okay, take care of yourselves. Namaste. Namaste, Sarah. Namaste, Jenny. Thank you, Louisa. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you, Evie. Namaste. And bye, Fabre. Bye, Luann. Bye, Lily. Take care of yourselves. Remember that it is Martin Luther King Day today. Hooray for people who stand up for what's right and take action. Take action. Namaste. Take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow. Bye. Namaste, YouTube. Thank you.